All right, guys, let's get this party started, and a happy new year. I know it is a happy New Year's Eve if you happen to be here live, if you are on the Facebook live stream, or if you're on the Zoom live. Some of you maybe catch this on the replay, and it's already 2023. Either way, happy New Year to each and every single one of you. Happy holidays. I hope all of you guys had an amazing Christmas, and of course now New Year. It's crazy. It was just 4 weeks ago we were doing the whole, guys, it's only 4 weeks away. It's only 3 weeks away, and here the moment has arrived. And so obviously as we enter a new year, this is the moment that you get everybody across the entire globe, all 8 billion people now. Used to be 7 billion. Of course, Danny Segwinal brought up the counter recently. It's now 8 billion people on the earth, new ones every single day. And they're all thinking, hey, how do I make my 2023 better than my 2022? Every one of them has a mindset, if only for a moment, okay? If only for a moment, they have a mindset of doing something differently this year than they didn't do last year. They have a mindset of being open to new ideas, doing things a different way. This is the time of year people contemplate the past, they contemplate the future, they contemplate making changes. Which means you're catching them at a more susceptible moment for wanting to do something new. And I want to share you with an article. I'm going to shut this slide off here real quick because, a lot of times we all get so hung up on our product. Travel, which is great because we have an amazing product. Selling the product is where all the commissions come from. I mean, that's the triple net bottom line. That's how we make our money, why we make our money. But I want you to understand that sometimes we do that to the neglect of the opportunity to make money. And I think that's something that Cynthia Sly has focused in on a number of times very, very effectively. But I want to pull this article up real quick. Give me one moment here. I'm going to go advanced, click on portion of the screen. There we go. It's on that. Let's try to get that off. Okay, we got that off. And now we go back over here to Google. Now this article just came out yesterday. There we go. So 5 signs that you are doing better financially than the average American. So if you can, click any of these boxes, you are doing better than most Americans, right? So let's kind of go through some of these boxes real quick. So number 1, if you have more than $4,500 in savings. Now, some of you might be thinking, man, I wish I had $4,500 in savings. Okay, you're thinking, I'm not even there. And some of you are like, are you kidding me? That's the benchmark is $4,500 in savings. We want to get all of you in the place of 2023 to a mindset where $4,500 in savings, you got that laying around on your Travorium pay card, and you could care less. I don't know. I got money in there, right? We want to get you a place where 4,500 is a benchmark that would make you chuckle. Now, again, I have been broke a couple of times, right? I've made money, lost money, made money, lost money. I know what it's like to have nothing. I know what it's like to sleep on the futon in a basement of a couple of college kids I had recruited because I was broke. I'm not here to pick on anybody's whose financial situation is not where they want it to be. I've been there. I'm simply trying to point out that most people in the United States are in a place where they desperately need to make money. If 4,500 is the benchmark, or how about this one down here? Let me slide down this one down here. If you can cover an emergency of more than $2,000, meaning that you're doing better than the average American, if you happen to have enough money that if something came up, you could cover, a $2,000 emergency. That tells you that people desperately need to make money. It tells you that what people are currently doing is not, N-O-T, not working. In fact, again, I'm going to go back and have a little fun here because obviously people sometimes refer to our industry, oh, yeah, you're in one of those things, right? You're in one of them things. Yeah, you mean that thing where, and I'm just going to tell the story again because it's so powerful. I want to give credit to Pastor Deborah and Pastor Guy Taylor, travel guy, travel girl. Some of you have never got to meet Guy Taylor. He was like America's dad. I mean, he was just this incredible guy, and he was on the calls every Sunday with they did the Sunday fireside chats, and of course being a pastor. I mean Guy just had this presence about him. Maybe everyone loved Guy, and of course him and Deborah, they built their business. Deborah was a 3-star, Guy was a 2-star. They were probably making $5-6 grand a month. They were travel guy, travel girl. They were living in resorts, visiting home. They were earning all those free vacations through our company and earning money and having fun. And then, unfortunately, Guy, he passed on and went to be with the Lord. That was about 16 months ago. But guess what? That check that guy was earning was coming in every single week. That $2,000 a month did not go away. And then that $2,000 a month became $3,000 to $4,000 a month. And then guy just recently rank advanced again. Now he's making 5,000 plus per month. I want you to understand the guy in the last 16 months has increased his income. And remember, he's been with the Lord for 16 months. His income has increased by over $36,000 per year. Yeah, one of those things. That's the thing I'm in. How's the thing you're doing? Oh, that's right. You don't even have $2,000 in emergency fund. I mean, so I'm framing this up in a way where, again, people don't know what they don't know. A lot of people have a whole lot of, misperceived, bad notions of what our industry is. They think they know what it is, although they don't. They don't understand the industry. I've heard from people, I've heard this or heard that. I mean, they hear all kinds of crazy things. Most of it's not even true or remotely true. They got the wrong perception, the wrong idea. I'm trying to get back to our original slide here, guys. And so again, part of our job is education, and understand that the greatest form of sales is not going out there and selling somebody and acting like some slick salesperson or some used car sales guy or something like that. That's not what, sales is. Sales is really, in the highest form of sales, is education. That's why, by the way, in our industry, true stat came from Big Al Tom Schreider. The people who do the very best in our industry are people, by the way, who are teachers. Teachers do the very best of anybody. And in particular, within the teachers, there's even a particular category of teacher that's number one, and that's the music teacher, the band teacher. Now, why would that be? Well, think about the kind of patience it takes to grow a network. That's why, by the way, women do infinitely better than men. Women are just by nature better nurturers. They tend to raise the children more so than the men. They're very patient. They learn to, the kids, it takes time to learn how to walk, right? In fact, my granddaughter, she was born 7 weeks ago. She rolled over for the first time the other day. This incredible video our daughter sent to us, right? And she's like, "Come on, baby girl, you can do it. You can do it. You can do it." You can tell she was like, and she finally, then she kind of like lifted her leg and let the body weight do the work for her. And she rolled over. And I sent that video to a number of people. I said, "Hey, one small step for a man, one giant step for baby Aaliyah." But that's where everybody begins, right? You begin with that slow process, 7 weeks just to get to the place where I can roll myself over. And then at some point, we'll start to crawl. And then at some point, we'll try to stand up and fall down. And again, moms know that it takes time. Moms know that it's a process. Well, guess what? Music teachers, try to picture someone playing on the horn, playing the drums, playing the violin, playing the piano, right? It does not sound good when you first get started. Coaches, teachers, anyone that realizes that, hey, don't worry about where you're at. I hired my golf lessons for my grandson. That was one of his birthday or Christmas gifts. And so every single week we're going to go to golf lessons. And we found a lady that she played the minor pro tour. She actually wrote a book encouraging kids to play golf. She had a full scholarship. She'd been a professional golfer for 40 plus years. She teaches at the local golf range. And so I hired her to give lessons to my grandson every single week. And we went to the first lesson this past Wednesday. And guess what she did? She got out the 2 sticks. And I know that if Daryl's on here, he's going to crack up because it's no different than coaches. Where's it all begin? Hey, let's get your feet right. Here's how you hold the club. It's all about that stuff. And a few times she was turning and trying to explain to my grandson Trevor's mom, Ashley, and me about what she was doing. I'm like, "Hey, look, we've been down this road before. I understand exactly what you're doing. You're fine." She goes, "Okay, thank goodness." Because I think some parents don't realize why. When are we going to get into the good stuff? No, this is the good stuff. It's about laying that foundation. Well, again, so teachers are the best. This is an education business. You got to be patient. It takes a while for people to kind of learn what they're doing and learn how to do it. And that's why one of the biggest things that we have to do as leaders is motivate people to stay in the game long enough for the paycheck to catch up. I see this happen all the time. People will come here, they get excited for a moment. Maybe they tell a couple of people, it doesn't happen fast enough, so they quit. And in the meantime, that little downline that wasn't happening fast enough, they left behind 12, 24, 36, 60 months later is this massive thing. And they realized that they literally screwed themselves. There's no other way to say that. And sorry for the language, but there's sometimes no other way to put it than just put it bluntly, that they literally screwed themselves out of tens of thousands, sometimes hundreds of thousands of dollars in residual income. I got another buddy. It's happening right this very moment. He's got this massive team below him, and he's oblivious as to what's even happening, right? just happen to tell a couple, then quit paying attention. And I mean, again, don't be one of those people. But again, that's why this is an education business. The highest form of sales is education. People don't know what they don't know. They've been taught their whole life. Everyone they know have been taught their whole life. Go to school, get a degree, get a job. That's what they've been taught. Now, can you name anyone where that's working out well financially, where people can, man, I'm living the life of my dreams, living in the house of my dreams, doing what I want, when I want, with whom I want, anytime I want, having all kinds of fun. How many people have a job like that? Do, 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 do. I mean, you could ask 1,000 people that question, and you'd be lucky if you get one person. Well, I do know one. I'm not saying it doesn't exist. It's so rare. I mean, there's lottery winners out there too, right? But I mean, come on, we're going to the smallest, tiny, for most people, for the 99% that are walking around out there, that is not the case. And only now are people waking up to the fact that there are better ways of making money. I mean, that whole article, you're doing better than the average American if you can cover a $2,000 emergency fund. Okay. I mean, so again, that is clearly not cutting it. They're debating this whole big college bailout. Should we bail out all the college students or not? And whether you're for that idea or against that idea is not the point. The point is that it's a stunning admission from the federal government that the brightest people in our society, the ones with bachelor's degrees, master's degrees, engineering degrees, they become accountants. Now they become dental hygienists or dentists or CPAs or, whatever that profession might be, nursing degrees, that these people, that the debt is so big just to get the degree that the income that I earn can't even pay the debt. And so therefore we have to, bail them out. Again, I'm not for that idea or against that idea. I'm only pointing out that that's a legitimate debate that's happening because clearly what's being taught is not working. And so people, you're in one of them things. You're damn right I am. How's that thing you're doing working? So again, this is a moment that I want a lot of you to kind of get bold. It's a new year, 2023. I want you to write audacious, big, hairy, audacious goals. What do you want to do? What do you want to be? Where do you want to live? What kind of houses? What kind of cars? I want you to dream bigger dreams. And it doesn't mean that's going to happen this week. Don't be one of those New Year's people that you're at the gym January 2nd, but you don't see the gym the rest of the year, right? I want you to be one of those people you show up every single day, right? That's a big part of it, being consistent. But as I go back to, it's about educating people about new ways of making money, that we now have a leveraged residual income. So there's linear income. I exchange time for money. There's residual income. I sell something one time, like an insurance policy, and I get paid on it over and over again as long as I keep renewing. But then there's leveraged residual income. That's what Pastor Guy and Pastor Deborah Taylor have demonstrated, because obviously Pastor Guy went to be with the Lord. The check didn't just keep coming in $2,000 a month. The check went from $2,000 a month to $5,000 a month. Now that's a neat trick. I mean, you're telling me that you don't know of anybody in your circle of influence that would want that to happen to them? That, even if I'm not working, right? Even if I'm not working, my check will go from $2,000 a month to $5,000 a month. I mean, who does not want residual income? Who does not want to make money while they sleep? Okay. Nobody you want to know. Everybody dreams of that. Now, they might, I wouldn't want that. I don't need that. No, they're just telling you, I'm afraid that I may not succeed. I'm afraid of what people will think. I'm afraid that people will judge me, right? And if I had one goal, one dream thing I could give every single one of you, if I could just give you this gift, right? It would obviously be the gift of wisdom. Okay, that's what Solomon wished for in the Bible. That's number one thing. But I would give you also the gift of not worrying about what other people think of you. Because if you want the hard, cold, ugly truth of what your friends and family think of you, they don't. They're so busy thinking of themselves, they don't have time to think of you. In fact, when you do the normal Zooms and you get all the different people that are up on the Zoom, you've all been part of those Zooms. Our company Zoom is more of a webinar type platform. So, you only see the speakers. But when you do a normal Zoom and everyone can see everyone that's on camera, right? Everyone's always worried about what they look like. They're all like, man, what are people? What are people? And the truth is that most people are so busy looking at themselves, they don't look at you. Everyone on the Zoom is just looking at themselves. They don't look at anyone else. They're all worried about themselves. The same is true in life. You want to know that people think of you? They don't. They don't think of you. And the other ugly truth is that if you could ever get half the country to hate you, if you could ever get half the country to despise you with a passion, they might elect you president. Think about it. And I don't care if your name is Gore, your name is Clinton, your name is Bush, your name is Reagan, your name is Trump, your name is Clinton again, right? I don't care whether you were John Kerry. I don't care if you were the winner, the loser. Guess what? None of them are worried about what you think. I don't think John Kerry, who lost that election, is at home worried about what you think. I don't think Al Gore, who lost his elections, at home worried about what you think. I don't think that, I could get some other people. Unfortunately, John McCain, who ran, of course, he's passed on now. But, after he lost the election to Obama, I mean, John, he's going to pay his bills. He's got more than $2,000 in the bank, right? He's got more than $2 million in the bank. He's not sitting around at home worried about what other people think, okay? And even though he didn't win the election, he's going to make it through the winter. He's got plenty of money. And again, if I could give you any gift, it would be one. That would be one of them. The gift of quit worrying about what people think of you and just go out there and share something extraordinary and understand that this is an education business. People don't realize there's a monopoly in travel. They don't realize that Expedia and Priceline own all of the travel sites. They don't realize they got huge markup. They don't realize they could book at the travel agent rate. They don't realize that the most expensive room at a resort is not the presidential suite. It's an empty room. They don't realize that they dump all of those rooms, the 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, full kitchen, living room, dining room, these kinds of places, they dump them to RCI and Interval, these clearinghouses, where a company like us can go in there and buy 10,000 weeks for, pennies on the dollar. They don't realize that. They don't realize about the free trip incentive and how that works and the economics behind it and why they do it. They don't realize that membership services are exploding. We've signed up for Netflix and we've signed up for Apple Music and Pandora and Spotify and Sam's Club and Costco and all and Hulu and all these different kinds of memberships that we've kind of become this membership type of a thing. They don't realize that the gig economy is booming. And this happened even before the pandemic, and the pandemic has only put an exclamation mark on that of people wanting to become digital nomads. People saying, I'm not going to go be chained to the desk like my parents and grandparents were, just because that's the way they did it. I want to make money from my mobile phone. I want to be able to do that from anywhere in the world. A lot of people don't realize that. People don't realize that there's a leveraged residual income. They don't even know what residual income is. In fact, a lot of times when I'm on the phone, I'm explaining to people, did you ever see the movie Rocky? Remember, Rocky, yo, Adrian. So we all saw that movie. He filmed Rocky 1 in the 1970s, 40-something years ago. He's still getting paid, Did the work one time, 40 years later, still getting paid. So then he does Rocky 2. He did that one also in the 1970s. Now he's getting paid on Rocky 1, Rocky 2, 40-something years ago. Then he does Rocky 3, 4, and 5 in the 1980s, 30-something years ago. Getting paid on Rocky 1, Rocky 2, Rocky 3, Rocky 4, Rocky 5. Every holiday, it seems like there's either the Godfather series on or the Rocky series on or the James Bond series on a TNT or one of those kind of channels. You see them play those movies over and over again. Every time they do, Sylvester Stallone sitting home, right? 40 years later, thank you for the check. Thank you for the check. People don't realize you can have that same kind of income. You don't have to go be a Hollywood movie star, write a best-selling book, or be some best-selling singer. You can simply tell people about an extraordinary service where they can travel for less. They can earn free travel. People don't know that's possible, to earn free travel. I mean, if you were to ask most people, if you had all the time, all the money in the world, what would you do? Number one answer, I travel. Ask people about their bucket list. Before I die, what are the things you want to do in life? These are their dreams. On that list of before I die, all kinds of travel destinations. So why don't you go? Well, I can't afford it. And no one ever before David Hart thought to put together a program where not only can I save money on travel, I can earn free travel. I can take that trip without tapping into the already stretched family budget. And as I tell people all the time, if that's all this was, pretend that's all this was, there was no chance to make money. There was no chance for a leveraged residual income. You couldn't be like Danny Seguinal and Pastor Guy and Pastor Deborah Taylor and Daryl and Maria and all the other great leaders and Cynthia Sly. And you couldn't be like them where you just sit at home and the money just shows up week after week after week, right? Pretend that wasn't there. That all this was is you could join the club, save 50% on travel, tell 3 other friends how to do the same thing, and you get free vacations. How many hundreds of millions of moms and dads would do backflips for just that opportunity? Guys, people don't realize that, yes, our company is in its 10th year, going into its 11th year this March. We're still at the very beginning. We didn't even invent this stuff that's made our company grow so incredible in the last couple of years until 3 months before the pandemic. People don't know that. People have never heard of Travorium. They don't realize that we're at the very, very beginning of this whole thing, not the end. This is all part of the education process. And a lot of it's about raising your own belief level, raising your own conviction level. And the only way to raise belief, raise conviction, the only way to build confidence is by you taking freaking action, right? Part of it's an education process, being on here, getting educated, right? Reading 10 pages of a good book, 15 minutes of audio, be plugging in, being on the corporate update calls with David Hart and Daryl and all the other great leaders, and every Monday, plugging into the calls, throughout the week that happen, plugging into the training calls we do every Saturday. That's part of it, education. But the other part of it, Cicero says, some of the learning is in the doing, Cicero. And again, you have to go out there and be taking massive freaking action. I want you to get an MBA. That's a massive bank account, right? Get you an MBA in Travorium. Now, that's not an MBA. My daughter has a master's in business from Bradley University. That's fine. Nothing wrong with that. I want you to get an MBA in Travorium. That's a massive bank account. And so you can do that by going out and educating people on what it is we're doing here. And understand that all we do is we ask people a question. Would you like to make more money in 2023 than you made in 2022? Do you think you might be traveling sometime in 2023? If so, there's something you absolutely positively have to see. I want to send you something that's going to blow you away. You have them watch a quick video, and then you can put them on a 3-way messenger chat, a 3-way text chat. You can put them on a 3-way phone call. And so I might say, hey, would you like to make more money in 2023 than you made in 2022? Yes, I would. Tell you what, I'm going to send you a video, check the whole thing out. And tomorrow, I'm going to introduce you to some of my business partners. Tomorrow, I'm going to introduce you to one of my mentors, right? So I told you right now that tomorrow, I'm going to introduce you to some incredible people, right? We're going to put you in a chat. Simple, simple, simple. Keep it easy. Third party, validation. And if you can learn to do the correct daily habits, right? And that's a big part of going out and succeeding. Just learning the daily habits, mastering the mundane. You don't have to do complicated, incredible things here. You just have to do the basics over and over and over again. And success in our industry, it comes from helping a very large group of people achieve a small victory every day, repeated over time. Again, helping people achieve small victories daily, mastering the basics, getting a big group of people to do something very simple. Can you get a big team of people to go out and invite 3 to 5 people per day? See, we're not in the convincing business, we're in the sorting business. We are looking for people who are looking. And so all we do is go out and send out the invitation. And the single thing that can happen for you is that initially you start and you're just trying to find anyone to be on your team. I get that, been there, right? Man, I'm just trying to get my first one. I'm just trying to get my first 3. And I understand that sometimes, like, oh my gosh, am I ever going to get 3? How am I ever going to become an ambassador when I'm having trouble getting 3? Been there, done that, got the freaking master's degree on the wall. I struggled my first 2 years in this business mightily. Okay, struggled big time, big time, big time. Our CEO and founder, Mr. David Hart, owns an international direct selling company in 63 countries with offices in Temecula, corporate presence in Cartagena, Colombia, and Madrid, Spain. And his first 3 years in this industry, he recruited nobody, nada, zero. Okay. Everybody has an initial start. Mr. David Hart, who owns this company, Entrepreneur of the Year finalist. It was so nervous at his very first meeting. Mike Oliver was there to do the presentation. We're going way back in time, but he was so nervous. Like, I'm not going to get up. Dave didn't have to do the presentation. He just had to go up and introduce Mike, who was going to do the I'm not going up there to introduce you. We all begin at the same place. We all begin with that pit in our stomach and like, oh my gosh, it's not, you just have to learn to, right? You have to learn that, to overcome the fear, right? You just have to have courage, right? And get comfortable being uncomfortable. I don't know, Todd, but I don't like that. Well, you like being broke? Well, I don't know, Todd, I'm not very comfortable with that. I mean, are you comfortable with living paycheck to paycheck? I wouldn't be very comfortable with having less than $2,000 in the bank, okay? And that's how most Americans are living. That's not me saying that. That's the article I just showed you. You are doing better than the average American if you got $2,000 in the bank. That tells you people need to make money. I wouldn't be very comfortable, traveling with less than $2,000 in the bank. Okay, so I mean, again, people are already doing things that are very uncomfortable. People are already doing things that are very bold. In fact, you can look back at your life. I mean, you've done a lot of things that are bold. I mean, it took a lot of courage to maybe, ask for that first date back in high school, right? And hey, do you want to go to the homecoming or the prom with me, right? I mean, you had to make a bold move to get someone to go to the prom with you. What if they said no? What if they laugh at you? Oh, I'm not going with you. I'm going to go with me. I mean, you've already done these things in your life. At some point, if you're married, you had to make a bold move and ask for permission. Maybe if you're the guy of her father, if you're the female, you had to say, yes, this is the person I'm going to be. You've already had to go out and ask somebody, hey, I want you to be my partner for life. You've already had to ask for a job. You already had to apply for college. You've already had to maybe ask for a raise, and you've already done all kinds of bold things that maybe at first made you uncomfortable, but you've already done those things. And I'm kind of encouraging that if you look back, you've done a lot of bold things in your life. Now I want you to look forward and say, man, what can I do this year? What can I do? What can I do next? And you can learn to go out there, and you're going to learn that selling is about asking questions, not just telling. You don't have to learn how to, well, I don't know how all the things to say. Wrong. You need to learn all the right things to ask, right? Ask somebody, right? Hey, are you doing this because this is your passion? Or are you doing this just to pay the bills? Yeah, I'm just doing this to pay the bills. Well, what would you be doing if you weren't doing this? I mean, what are your dreams? I mean, what do you like to do? Do you like to travel? I mean, you're just asking questions. Just be a human being. Ask questions. Ask. And people will typically say, oh my gosh, if I wasn't doing this, I would be, doing all these things, and I'd be traveling, I'd be doing, and they'll just tell you their whole story. Like, hey, if I could show you how to make those things happen, right? If I could show you how to make those things happen, would you watch a short video? Hey, I'll tell you what, I'm going to send you a video. It's going to blow you away. I'm going to introduce you to my business partners tomorrow. Somebody like you, there's no doubt you can come to our company part-time, make all those things come happen. Would you be open to that? Tell me yes, tell me no. It's not personal, right? If you say, nah, hey, that's okay. Next, right? Some will, some won't. So what? Someone's waiting. So again, next, but you're just asking questions, and then you're educating people. Now, you don't even do the education. If you get someone who says, yeah, I'd be interested. Hey, I'm going to send you a video, and tomorrow I'm going to put you in a group text message with some of my partners. And in that group text message, I'm going to put Pastor Mel Keys. I'm going to put Ambassador Deborah Taylor. I'm going to put Dearla Maria Roberts, and I'm going to put Danny Seguinall all in a group message chat. Okay. I asked a question, sent a video, and said, hey, I want you to meet some of my business partners, people who are freaking living the life of their dreams, crushing it, living in resorts, visiting home, enjoying escalating residual income. And I'm just going to let them share their story, share their excitement. And again, if someone's not open to that, then hey, maybe the timing just wasn't right for them, or maybe the timing will never be right for them. Next. But if I just do that over and over and over, and I teach my team to do the exact same thing, mastering the basics, mastering the mundane, right? Going out there, asking people questions, educating them about our travel industry, educating people about leverage residual income, helping people realize, hey, look, I don't know if I'm comfortable doing that. Well, you comfortable being broke, right? I mean, how's that working out for you? I don't know. It's just one of them things, one of those things, where we get residual income, whether we show up or not. We get to do what we want, when we want, with whom we want. Yeah, it's one of those things. How's that thing you're doing working out, right? I want you to get a little more bold here in the new year about what you're doing, what we're doing, where you sit, your own confidence level. I want you to dream big dreams and imagine what's possible. Now, by the way, I'm on here going mile a minute, and I know that we probably have the great Daryl Roberts on here. So I want to stop here for a moment because I'm 30 minutes in, and I want to bring on MJ, Michael Jordan, one of the best to ever do it in our space. I met Daryl back in 1998. Daryl and Marie were making 80 grand a month. Back then, 80 grand a month back in 1998, that's like 180 grand a month today. They're doing a huge event tomorrow, by the way, kicking off the whole New Year's celebration, New Year event. It's going to be a global event that's going to be happening tomorrow at 1:00 California time. But before we even go into that, guys, Daryl's here every single week with all kinds of incredible trainings, all kinds of incredible slides. They're constantly putting out new stuff. They got new stuff coming out here at the beginning of the year, a back office tour, those kind of things. So, hey, Daryl, by the way, Happy New Year to you, my friend. What an amazing year you just had. We're sitting here just kind of talking about our industry, our space, what we're doing, but your thoughts as we close out the new year.
Well, man, my thoughts are this, right here. These are the notes that I'm going to transfer over what you just got finished talking about. I'm going to send you a video, and tomorrow I'm going to introduce you to some of my business partners. Guys, that's going to be one of the key things for 2023. adding that little adjustment is going to make all the difference. Now, we've signed up, I don't know how many people, 50 people this year, but that's going to be the little tiny adjustment. Todd just went over some amazing information. Todd, you're absolutely unbelievable. And anybody, I was listening to Zig Ziglar last night. I was listening to Jim Rohn last night, Marie and I both. We were listening to Anthony Robbins last night. I mean, we do this on a frequent basis. And I'm telling you that the 30 minutes you just did is right there with them, even better, because it's obviously the nuance that you bring, to the time that we live right now. It's just truly amazing. And I was just, Marie and I were just talking about this. Hey, we're just listening to Zig, we're listening to Rome, we're listening to Anthony Robbins, and even Les Brown too yesterday. And you're going to see some of those influences tomorrow as well, by the way. And then I'm just saying, listen to Todd talk. I mean, it's just as powerful, if not even more powerful, than the so-called best of the best of the best of the best, sir. So, Todd, I'm just so happy that we connected, and I'm going to tell a little bit about our story. A lot of people tomorrow, because they don't realize that it took you and Dave, over a year to actually recruit us into the business, and how follow-up is so key to the business. We live in a society, and I know Maria just recently watched the Chocolate Factory show. I've got the glasses on, guys. We're up to about 3:30 in the morning, and my eyes just aren't adjusted yet. So I'm wearing these glasses just for that reason here, because I just got up right before the training to get on it. But Todd, just exciting stuff happening. For those of you who don't know, we updated the flyer. Can you guys see the flyer back there?
Yeah, that's great. I see Deborah Taylor,
Yeah, we updated
Maria,
the flyer.
Danny. You got Alicia and Melanie coming on. The guys, they live in France, by the way. Cynthia
Yeah.
Sly going ambassador any second now. Ryan Vanderpool.
Yeah, just Ryan just freed up his schedule, so he's going to be on there tomorrow, guys. We're going to bring. I'm not going to go into anything today other than how excited I am. And Todd, again, if people just literally plug into your trainings, it's pretty apropos. They're going to have a lot of success. One of the things I think about a lot for people, and I see Dr. Renee on here, and I know you just text me. I didn't see what the text was yet, but I know you just text me. But I see Dr. Renee on there. She's relatively new to the business. And I just look back, and Marie and I talk about this, Todd, that, we're on here all the time, all the Saturdays, and people say, yeah, Daryl, but you're training on these. Well, before we were training on them, we were always on the Saturday call. And same thing with Monday. We're always on the Monday call. But Daryl, you're always talking on the Monday call. Before we started being on there,
We went to all the meetings.
on the consistent basis, we went to all the meetings first, and people pick and choose. Well, if I don't have anything better to do, I'm going to get on that Saturday training. I've heard Todd 50,000 times, but I'm going to get on that Saturday training if I don't have anything else to do. Well, if the kids aren't busy on Monday, then I'm going to check out the corporate call. We've never done that, guys. When we made a commitment, and this is why people have success and some people don't have success, is because you don't plug in. You'll do things if you feel like doing it. And we're going to talk a little bit about that tomorrow as well. You've got to make the commitment. Why is Todd here every Saturday? Begin. Why is Todd here every Monday? All the people that you see on a consistent basis, that should be a clue that people have a ton of success, is by showing up and by picking and choosing what time you're going to show up, or when you're going to show up, or if you're going to show up today. Guys, I'm telling you, that is a huge one right there. You can win and take your life to another level in 2023 just by showing up. And if you watch what Todd said over the first 30 minutes here, and you go back and you listen to it over and over and over again, just like Maria and I, when we first connected and hooked up, we started listening to Jim Rohn over and over again, Les Brown over and over again. We didn't listen to one cassette tape and that was it. Oh, that sounded great. We started listening to it until we understood it, until we could teach it, until we were utilizing it and emphasizing it and implementing it within our life. And that's the difference of people that have success and people that don't have success. And we're all the same type of individual out there. But Todd, I'm just excited, man. I love the golfing story, and your grandson, boy, he's going to be just talented. Your kids are going to be just absolutely talented because they have a grandpa like a Todd Strand that put in the work back in the day to put his family in a situation that they can do what they want, when they want, with whom they want, and get any coach in the world that they need to get to help their kids exceed in life going forward, give them that extra advantage. And all of us have that same opportunity as well. So, Todd, I'm excited about tomorrow. We're going to bring it big time. I know it's the first. We decided to go like old time religion, go back to the basics, literally from day one. I don't think we've ever done, or we haven't done probably in a decade and a half, maybe two, an actual January 1st kick off the brand new year day. We always wait to the second or third or fourth or to the first Saturday, which could be a week later, and we're missing days. We said, no, this year we're going to sponsor an event, put it on, and it's going to be the day of. And if 5 people show up, great. If 500 people show up, that'll be fine as well. But I'm telling you, we're looking at taking this to a whole nother level in 2023, and you can definitely be a part of it as well.
Yeah. So, Daryl, first and foremost, sometimes before you even talk about the new year, sometimes you want to reflect on the past year. And as you look at the team, so many rank advancements, so many successes. So many people who just gotten started with the company, like Dr. Renee, people who take their first world tours, seeing, people, grow and stretch and start their own training calls, start their own opportunity meetings. And so again, when you just look back, I mean, you and Maria have had as good a year as, anybody in the entire networking industry. You guys have been on countless trips yourselves. I mean, you're living the life, living in resorts, visiting home. And again, it's not just about the fact they're doing that. They're demonstrating for other people what's possible. They're demonstrating, man, look at that incredible couple. They're working together. They're building together. They're having fun together. They're traveling together. They're making money together. They're working on their skill set together. They're doing all these new things. I mean, like making videos and, back offices and training slides and putting on events like tomorrow. They're doing that together. And so you're inspiring countless other people for the kind of life that they can live. You've proven that it can work. It is working. And you're inspiring countless other people to do the exact same thing. Your team is spread around the world. You guys are obviously multiple 6-figure income earners, obviously 7-figure earners in the space. And so again, I just want to salute you guys on an amazing 2022. And I know that 2023 is going to be something just out of this world. I mean, it's going to be unbelievable, to borrow your word.
Well, it is.
Go ahead,
buddy.
No.
Well, you talk about so many people. I just look at some new friends of ours, Lorraine and Doc, and Lorraine just went 1 star. Congratulations, Lorraine. And that's part of Dr. Renee, which is part of Alicia Davis's group and Ambassador Taylor's group. I mean, it just goes all the way up. And it's just amazing when you see the stories that are out there. You say there's just so many people ranking up. And then a lot of times people don't know the backstory. And, when Alicia was talking to Ambassador Taylor about, why are people not doing this? Or it's fun. I'm having a struggle and this and that. But, the encouragement that Ambassador Taylor gave her, and now the group is growing. It's not only that side, the other side as well. The Muhammad's on their team is just exploding, and just the stories. It's just unbelievable what's happening. I think Doc is already a 1 star as well, which is Lorraine's husband. Our friend Annie in the United Kingdom, Annie, and I talk to her literally every single day. Anna in the UK, she has probably broken off 3-4 directors here just in the last 2-3 weeks, and how you just see what she's doing, the work ethic, and then working for her team, and then helping her team and going. I mean, it's just amazing what's happening. And she's literally 30 points away from actually being a 1 star herself. One of the legs is exploding. The other leg is obviously getting there, and it's literally 30 points away. And Todd, those are just 2 stories that come to mind. There's, Coach Wright, which you had a conversation to. It's great having a producer here. I'm telling you, because I could get a lot of stuff.
Hold on. We're live on the scene. We have new information coming in.
We do. I mean, she's been feeding me information the whole time. But Coach Wright, you just talked to his group. We just went out to dinner, And this guy is 3 platinums away from going 2-star.
So
And
incredible.
he's a frontline guy, and he's just been every day since he's been in the business, one foot in front of the other. And a year ago, he decided that, man, I'm going to take this to another level. And now he's got team members that are unbelievable. The Andy and his wife, Lisa, we've met on the phone, but we finally got a chance to be face to face. This guy could be literally one of the very best of the best in the company. The guy has that type of energy, and Todd, nobody even knows him yet. And he's been on five or six international dream trips in this past year and a half, world tours in the year. Again, producer corrected me on that when I said dream trip.
Like you introduced him the other night. I was blown away because obviously I had no idea that. I mean, here was this guy. I mean, for the first time, you guys were out to dinner with him, and he was talking about all the trips he'd been on. He'd been everywhere. He went on more trips than I did.
He is just Todd. When you guys get a chance to meet this guy, he is so blown away, and he's baffled. We talked about this as well. He's so baffled that people can't make a simple decision. This price is $4,000. I got it for $49 here, and the way he handles that from his sales background is just unbelievable. He will be an amazing asset to our company. And now having a chance, I haven't spoken to his wife until that day. She is just as powerful as he is. And he's got the sales background. She's going to work on the mental side of the business for people. That's what she does. It was just amazing. And Sharilla from Long Beach came in there. She is part of the Ancestry group she started years ago, has thousands of contacts. And so now she's writing this, putting things together. We met a new guy that just signed up, Byron. He traveled back and forth to Dubai on business and has the direct sales background. He's pumped up. He's excited. It was just amazing. We are so happy that we actually were in town to meet these folks. But guys, here, just real quick on tomorrow, it's going to be epic. There's no question from the big opening credits. You don't want to miss the beginning. I can assure you that. Do not be late. We've got a few surprises. We do have a webinar that we've recorded and we've edited that people have been asking for. Well, we're going to be releasing that tomorrow. And we're going to be releasing 5 Facebook ads that we put together that are pretty amazing. We're going to give those to you as well. Hey, Todd, I'm becoming one of those little marketing guys that they're talking about.
Yeah, I love it.
Give you 5 free Facebook ads tomorrow. Where you just show up tomorrow, you're going to get it. It's going to help.
But wait, there's more. If you get it now.
and there's more. If you just pay for shipping, we're going to get you. So Todd, is amazing. I'm excited to take some notes. Everybody seems to be very, very pumped up about this. And it's going to be an event. My only hope is that everybody takes advantage of it. Everybody's plugging their people in, and they're not hoping and wishing people show up, but they're actually putting the effort in. Because one of the things we talk about in our 4 steps that you have to master is building for events. This is all these events. Today is an unbelievable event. If you didn't build for it, if you don't have your team on here, you're missing out, including us as well. But if you build for these type of events, Saturdays, Mondays, to Tuesdays, to Thursdays, to Sundays, all the events that are happening, plus the ones the other leadership is doing, you're going to miss out. But this could take you to 10 levels ahead. This can help you launch a year that can literally be epic for you and your family if you plug in, and even more so if you plug in and get your team to plug in as well. Marie, you had made a comment just a second ago. I don't know. I couldn't hear.
Yeah. Happy almost New Year. Woo!
Woo!
Hey, Todd, I'm excited if you can't tell. And again, just great job all year long for you and what the company has done. But I think this has the potential of 2023 by the end of this year, by 2023, this time next year, we could literally be in momentum. And if we're not in that major momentum that takes companies from, $1 million to $10 million a month type of scenario, that is the potential we're living in for those of you that are with our company, either the next 12 to 24 months. And my recommendation for all of you, if you're serious about success, you don't mind rolling up your sleeves and going to work and putting in the time for this amazing company that gives us so much, you're going to miss out. But if you are putting in the time and doing the things that we talk about on a consistent basis, that this could literally multiply your income 2, 4, 5, 10 different times plus here over the next 12 to 24 months, because that's the type of energy that's building with our company. And I don't know if you guys have been seeing the world tours that have been populating in the back office, but they are unbelievable. Excuse me. They are unbelievable. We're so excited, Todd.
Yeah, by the way, for everyone, again, anytime you plug into a big event like tomorrow and all the different speakers are going to be on there, it's just one idea. Sometimes one idea can unlock all your potential. Just like we always talk about, you're one recruit away from a great explosion, and you never know who that's going to be. And even kind of shatter those norms. Like, sometimes we all have this like stereotypical person in mind that we think that's going to succeed in the business. And guys, in today's world, that is no longer true. There are all kinds of introverts, introverted people that are succeeding in this industry. Shy people are succeeding in this industry. In fact, just for one moment, Tatiana, most of you have never heard her or met her because she's shy. She will not come on a corporate Zoom. I wouldn't know what to say when she picks up the phone, right? Hey, Tatiana. Hi. I mean, she's got this kind of quiet voice. I mean, you wouldn't expect, but she's 4-star, literally that far away from ambassador. Her husband's a 3-star. Her daughter's a 3-star. Her son's a 2-star. And Daryl, you ready for this? She just texted this over. This is this week alone, and it's a little bit outdated because they had someone that just signed up that put in 8 people just this week alone. Galena went 1-star. Alex went 1-star. Larissa went 2-star. Angelina went 2-star. Igor went 3-star. That is this week alone. Rank advancements on the team. From one person who, when she picks up, hi. Again, guys, quit prejudging, quit thinking. Again, just go out and share with anybody and everybody. The guy who put in our putting green, if you guys know, we had a putting green put in the backyard. So we had grass back there and it was gorgeous and beautiful. And my daughter did her wedding shower in April, but then we have a little bit of a fungus and we have these raccoons because we have a whole like nature preserve behind us. We don't have any houses behind us. And so just the other night, I showed this picture, Joey, crack up. We had these raccoons in the backyard. So this is my backyard. That's the tree immediately outside my backyard. And why they actually start playing. It's a crack up. They start like fighting with each other here in a moment, right? So the raccoons, we got a whole family back there, right? Well, they start coming to our backyard. They would dig up the backyard looking for bugs. And so they dug up my backyard. I fixed it. They dug up the backyard. I fixed it. They dug up the backyard. I said, Gina, I'm done. I'm done. So we're putting in artificial grass. So we decided to put the putting green in back there. So the guy who comes and does the putting green, well, I'm having a conversation with him. And lo and behold, he goes, yeah, I do it for this company, but this is actually my truck, my crew, my equipment. And so he's actually an entrepreneur. And so he's asking me a few questions. Well, he called me 2 days ago. He says, hey, can I bring my wife over and take you out to breakfast? I want you to tell her about that travel thing. So she wants to learn more about the business. Yesterday, we bought a solar system for our house. And so the guy that was here, by the way, he was a recommendation from David Hart. So he's known Dave since the 6th grade, right? He did Dave's house, but he was doing really well with the solar company. Timing wasn't right, but things are about to change in solar. They're about to change the net metering law, which means these things aren't going to pencil as well. The federal tax credit's going away next year. That's the whole reason. I've been procrastinating forever, Daryl. I've been meaning to put this in my house for a while. And I'm like, oh my gosh, it's either now or never. So I called him up anyway. So he's over here. We're having the whole conversation, right? Well, come to find out, he's actually done some Amway way back in his past, understood leverage residual income. He's known Dave forever. He's been to Dave's multi-million-dollar home and the view and the Corvette. He knew the company was crushing it. And then, of course, I'm kind of like telling him about some of the reps that are on board that are, making a multiple 6-figure income like you guys. And he's like, man, my wife, she loves to travel. He's like, can I take you out to dinner and have you tell her all about this? Okay. I mean, just back to back, right? Guys, just share it with anybody and everybody. But tune in tomorrow. Obviously, you always want to be taking copious notes, learning from the leaders. Go out, take action. Then you come back to the training call. You kind of plan, do, review, right? A little education. Go out, do it. Hey, what went right? What went wrong? Divorce yourself from the results, guys. Embrace the suck. Okay, you're not going to be great at anything until you've ever done it. But you know what I love about the golf coach that for Trevor we hired? It's kind of funny. I was doing the same thing she was doing. She was filming his first swing. Because she didn't know, so was I, right? I want to film the very first swing. Why? So that we can show the progress. So here we go. In the very first swing, he sent more dirt than he sent the ball. I mean,
Yeah,
big
right.
clunk of dirt, right? That's just everybody starts somewhere. And I want to film that very first swing so that a year from now, 2 years from now, 5 years from now, remember where we started, right? And but you know, it's that progress. You guys did it with Aaron. It doesn't matter what it is, guys. It could be baseball, soccer, golf, basketball, or Travorium. And guys, if you learn the basics here, it will pay you it can pay you a 7-figure, multiple 7-figure, 6-figure, right? It's all based on how big your dreams are. I don't want to, shrink it for anybody or scare anybody. It's all a matter of what you want. There are people in this industry earning incredible residual income that is here for anybody. There's no lack of money out there. There's only a lack of new ideas. And guys, people are looking for new ideas. Their 401k has become a 101k. Okay. They've lost money in crypto. They've lost money in the stock market. Their real estate's not doing as well. They're working harder and falling further behind because prices keep going up because of inflation. People are looking for answers. People are looking for new ideas. You have those new ideas. You just need to show up and share it with people. And the person who shares it with the most people wins. Right. And of course, you have to learn the techniques along the way. You can't be the expert. You're there to obviously, do the introduction, ask the questions, watch a video, meet Daryl, show up, ask some questions, show a video, meet Pastor Deborah Taylor. Right. So on and on, just do that again and again. And incredible things are going to happen. Guys, Happy New Year. I know a lot of you tonight will be popping the bubbly at midnight and singing Happy New Year. Again, it's been an amazing, incredible year, but I promise you anything we've done as a company up to this point will pale in comparison to what we're about to do in the next 12 months. I mean, almost this entire company's existence has been about kind of getting to this moment. It's like that penny that doubles every day. Take a penny that you're showing some of the screen, Daryl, but didn't quite show up because
I was just showing Lorraine. Ambassador Taylor just sent me the actual picture of Lorraine Finley out of the Sacramento area that just went. Once I was trying to show it, but it wasn't. You can't see it. I don't have my green screen.
No, we see it there. Hey, congratulations, Lorraine. It looks good right there. You can see it somewhat. Woo! All right.
Unbelievable.
Man, that's how you start a new year. Right?
Well, and
rank
it gets
advances like going to the new year.
Just real quick, echoing on what Todd, dovetailing on what Todd just said, guys. There's no skill set that you can't learn. There's no skill set. Todd, is just so apropos what you talked about with your grandson. Tomorrow, we're going to show you another major epic individual that we showed when they first started out, literally as soon as they actually started. I'm not going to give you any more detail than that, and how bumbly they look to now winning Olympic gold and 5 years later. I mean, it's just the transformation and what happened from, the time they started doing what they did to winning the Olympic record, or setting the Olympic record and getting a gold within 5 years' time. And that's the difference here. And I can assure you, it's easier doing it with us over the next 5 years, learning the skill set. And we're going to talk about the time needed to be put into that skill set, the 100-hour rule. You're going to learn a little bit more about that tomorrow as well. And if you understand the concepts and the time that needs to be put in, and it doesn't have to be 10,000 hours like we thought in the past. There could be a 100-hour rule, and we can show you how that actually works as well. Guys, you can learn the skill sets to become a Todd Strand, to become an Ambassador Taylor, to become a Danny. I remember when we first met Danny. Danny was always an energized individual, but he wasn't, you can just tell he just wasn't on track. He had all the potential. That's why I told him, I said, Dan, if you plug in and you do what you need to do, you can become one of the greatest in our entire industry. And from seeing him back then to actually seeing him today, guys, it is night and day difference. And the only difference is he went to work on himself. A lot of the stuff that he worked on is himself. And if you do that, your life is going to change. We're going to talk about that quite a bit tomorrow. And I hope you guys are in attendance. I hope you get your guest on, and I hope you turn the TV off in the side and you can focus for that hour, hour and a half, maybe, that we're going to be on there. It will change your life.
With that, we want to wish all of you guys a happy New Year. Again, tomorrow starts a new year. Tomorrow we have incredible training to start the year off right. Any final words, Joe Maria?
Let's see if Maria has a final word over here. She's on the side here.
No, I just want to thank everybody. Congratulations, Lorraine, so awesome. And great to see all the people here that are here actually on a Saturday morning listening to one of the best out there, two of the best now. You guys are also awesome. So we look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow on the actual Zoom that we have at 1 p.m. What time is it? 1 p.m. Pacific time, 3 p.m. Central, 4 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. on UK, and 10 p.m. in France.
Hey guys, and again, Todd doesn't have to be here, but he's here every single week.
Yes.
All the calls, all the things. You guys put some hearts in there for Mr. Todd Strand, because again, he goes all above and beyond, and he really doesn't have to do it. He does it because he loves people. He loves it because he wants to help everybody get to a new lifestyle. But for those of you guys that are putting hearts in there or typing in, just say, hey, Todd, we appreciate you. We love you. Wish him Happy New Year, because again, we are so lucky to have somebody like Todd that does all the stuff that he does for all of us. He's an inspiration to all of us. He's an encourager to all of us. And he doesn't get a lot of the credit like we should. He does get credit, don't get me wrong, and he does get the money. But guys, I'm telling you, let's just thank Mr. Todd Strand. Todd, thank you so much for what you do. We appreciate you. We love you,
everybody knows you're only saying that because I should be saying that about you right now with all the videos you're about to introduce, the event you're doing tomorrow, the Learn This training, all the again, on and on and on, right? All the different videos you guys have done. Absolutely incredible. By the way, we're going to give the final word to Lorraine, who wrote thank you and who's next, right? That's the final word from our brand new 1-star. She said, thank you. And who's next? Who's next? And with that, guys, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, everybody.
Everybody.
Bye for now.